Okay, hello Jonah.
Hello, Connor.
Welcome to episode 8 of Album Check. This week we're talking about, God, I always get the name wrong, Magdalena Bay and their
Their
debut
album,
their
their
debut album Mercurial World.
oh, this is a debut album. I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
have not researched this enough, apparently.
Jonah, what?
Sorry.
Well, it gives us something to talk about because this is their debut album. They are very, very interesting group. They started off as a prog rock band in high school, and
This is about the furthest thing from prog rock that you can get.
and then they went off to like college, so the band broke up. They decided, okay, maybe we'll do a pop thing because that's easier to do at separate colleges, at separate places, so you can kind of send stuff back and forth.
Oh.
And they had a song that kind of blew up, I think, on TikTok called Kill Shot, and a whole bunch of people on the internet started making there's like anime montages.
What are the
songs.
AMVs? I think that's what they're called.
There's one of Rami Malek as the Pharaoh in Night of the Museum. There's like loads of them.
I think I heard that the other day. It must have been you that told me.
Maybe it was.
Yeah.
I rediscovered them again recently, and it's hilarious. Anyway, so yeah, that song kind of blew up, and then like people like to put like slowed and reverb on songs.
Sometimes those can sound kind of cool, to be fair.
Also, it's really, I think I'm getting a cold or something. I can feel it at the back of my throat. So if I sound weird or sniffle, excuse me.
You sound just as amazing as ever, Connor.
Oh, thank you, Jonah. You're such a wee flirt. But yeah, have you been on this band's website?
No.
It is fantastic.
Why?
It's all it's like a 90s aesthetic. It's like a 90s website, and there's all these like secret hidden things on it. And you like click on stuff, and there's like a page, and it's like this weird gif of like a fish like 30 times of the fish swimming, and it's really weird. Their TikTok account is hilarious.
So they are a creative duo then?
Yeah, so it goes beyond just the music.
Right, see, I'm not familiar with any of this because I guess I've been slacking. That's very interesting.
Yeah, so that's some context. And yeah, this album, Mercurial World, after kind of a few EPs and things, this is their debut, and I am very excited to talk about it because I love this so much. I've had it on for the last couple of weeks. It only came out a few weeks ago, but whenever I discovered it, I like sent it to you immediately, and was like, you need to listen to this. Yeah, so I guess without further ado, shall we get in?
Yes, the end.
To the first track, The End, which...
Wow, that was a terrible podcast. No, yeah, this is just sort of... There's a bit of instrumentation, but it's sort of a spoken word one, kind of.
It is hilarious. This is such
it?
a... Yes, well, the opening is like... It's literally just this, her going, wake up! And then like all the sound comes in, and it's like, whoa, whoa. Like just imagine for a second, okay, you're just lying in bed asleep, okay, and you just hear this, like, wake up, like this random e-girl or something waking you up, like you're barely conscious, and she's like, I was thinking about how there's no true end to anything, and you're like, what the?
Okay, yeah, if you imagine it from the perspective that you are Matt, it would be terrifying.
Like, what's going on? How did you get into my room? This is far too much for like 7 a.m. But then, kind of like how like dreams end. Before you really have any time to process what you've heard, it's like into the next song.
Yeah, and the transition is smooth as hell. It's so good. There's a lot of really, really good transitions on this album.
Yeah. Kind of playing into the time thing, which we'll go into a little bit more, but obviously first track is called The End, which is playing with the time stuff. But yes, goes into the title track, Mercurial World, which I think is the first proper song, and again, it's a really, really great start, I think.
Yeah, this one gives me Caro Bonito vibes, especially the vocalist, her Mika. Those are the she sounds a lot like Sarah, I think, from Caro Bonito. And it has a similar kind of super upbeat, happy energy to it, to that band.
I was thinking her voice reminded me of Poppy.
Okay, yeah, poppy a little bit.
It's definitely in that kind of camp. But yeah, really nice, like ease in. I love that that opening line, "Hold me down to earth." Kind of a nice way of kind of saying keeping me grounded. And I guess kind of introducing part of the concept of this album being Mercurial World, a kind of weird, crazy world, which we all unfortunately live in.
See, I did not pick up on any concept for this album whatsoever, so this is going to be very interesting as you explain this to me.
Okay, look, this is great. This is great. You can talk about all the production stuff that goes over my head, and I can do my like art degree reading into things that aren't their bullshit, and between us we'll have something to say.
Look, yeah, production, this album is just magnificent because it's got like this super, it got the sensibilities of pop music, like the ridiculously catchy choruses and the upbeat energy, but it's got like this weird synthwave aesthetic to it, and it feels just sort of K-pop to me as well in some kind of weird way. The synths across this album are of course meticulous, but I love the arpeggios on this song. It sounds straight out of the 80s. The bass, oh my god, they have these massive bass lines throughout the whole album.
Yeah,
they're just like, they punch through whatever you're listening to them on, and it's absolutely amazing. And the drums have so much like danceability. Just this song sounds really grand and exciting. I love it.
Yeah, no, like the kind of beat is just so thick and punching. Again, her voice is like really breathy, which again I think like kind of really works for it. And there's like this like it has on this song, on a lot of others, there's these like arcadey sounds that sound like they're like bubbling. There's a real kind of video gamey like arcade aspect to it. And yeah, again, just the song just kind of being like, oh, the world is kind of fucked, you know, like.
See, bro, maybe I'm stupid, and everyone listening is going to be like, you're dumb, but I did not pick up on that at all. I could not make head nor tail of what they were talking about.
Well, yeah, so I guess for context, this album was recorded in lockdown. I believe they played their like first live show of their tour on like March 12th or something.
Oh.
And then lockdown happened.
Are they?
And they were like
UK based?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so they got locked down and then made this album. So I think, you know, that context can play into a whole kind of state of the world kind of things. I guess, you know, especially this song, you know, like lyrics like steady and strong when it's all so crazy, living in a Mercurial World. And then this kind of thing of finding comfort in your significant other. You know, there's just only you and me.
Are they a couple?
Yeah, they're a couple, okay. I believe.
That's pretty cool, you know, because like I feel like it would be hard to be in business with your significant other, let alone make a whole flipping album.
Kind of frightens me a little bit because it's like, don't break up, give me money, please. You know, it's like your parents getting divorced or something. Anyway.
Also, am I like tripping out of my mind, or is the outro? Are they like? Does it sound really, really like Material World?
Oh, right. Okay. So, yes, this is actually a reference to the Madonna song.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
If you know the song, like yeah. So yes, it's like interpolating that.
Yeah.
Yes, you're spot on.
Ooh, I'm a genius.
Look at you. We got clout now.
We have no clout.
Jonah knows Madonna.
Yeah, it's a very niche artist called Madonna. Alrighty, dawning of the season. Groovy bass line, man.
Such a thumping beat. Again, it just has like the real. For me, that holds the real bedrock of the song.
This one I love so much because I'm really into like when more organic sounds are mixed with synthesized ones, and like the main sort of body of the track is all synth based, but you've got like a real bass on the low end, and that just sounds amazing to me.
It's so slick.
I know. And bro, the percussion on this song is just so layered and interesting, and it all blends together. It's really exciting.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the songs at the start that is slightly more sparse on an album that has almost feels like there's like so much going on.
Yeah.
But then when it does kind of have everything come on at once. It's just produced so well. It doesn't feel overwhelming or like it's too much at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it doesn't feel like empty, like in comparison to the rest of the track list, because they let that like bass be so big. Even if there aren't as many instruments in this one, it still managed to feel like it has body to it.
And because it does have that kind of slightly more sparse part of the point, whenever it gets to the line like, no, you don't bother me, I'm like electricity, it has that kind of thumping lead in, and it just makes that big, like, is it like that synth hit or whatever?
Yeah.
That's kind of smattering of sounds before the chorus, just makes it like really hit.
Yeah.
And you're like so there for it.
And that outro synth solo, like, what even is that? That's beautiful. It's actually insane.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Again, I feel like this is one where the lyrics are more confusing. Like, I have no idea what white lockers dripping with despair means.
Yeah, like, come on, man, I'm dumb. I can't figure stuff out like that. It's not very accommodating of the artist.
Yeah, so I can't give any pretentious analysis on this one.
We were all really looking forward to that.
We're all really looking forward to my opinion. But I love this. There's like some like real like jazzy parts to it. That like little bridge, it's so like wobbly. I feel like I'm like being traveling through space or something, but like pink space.
Pink. That is the most articulate you have ever been. Amazing, I love it.
And then you get like that key change like near the end where it just really kind of drives it home for the outro.
Yeah,
I love this one. I think it's great.
Hell yeah. Secrets, brackets, your fire. I don't like bracketed titles, man. It's like pick one. It's annoying.
Oh god, I don't have an opinion on that actually. I'll need to ruminate on that. I need to think about it.
I don't like it.
You've missed out one of the best parts is how this the previous song leads in.
Yeah,
like
it's nuts.
Like perfectly. Like I love it whenever albums kind of have those great lead-ins, like Igor and what's that King Gizzard
Nonagon Infinity.
Nonagon Infinity.
Yeah. That one's like next level, to be fair, in terms of that. But it's just I don't understand how, because a lot of artists, when they're making an album, they'll make like tons and tons of songs and then pick the best one. But it's like they had to know what they were doing from the get-go, which is just insane. Like, if you want to make it bleed together so well, either that or you're just going to be like insanely good at music theory.
I mean, it feels really effortless on this, which means it was probably very hard. But yes,
no. We don't do that. we don't do that here.
But yes, I mean, kind of great lead in, and then it takes over with that like really strong synth, which I bet you love so much.
You know me. Of course I do. This is going to be one of the catchiest choruses on the album. Like, and there's a lot of catchy choruses on here. It's absolute. It's been ringing through my head since I started listening to it.
Yeah, like that's what you want from a pop album. You want catchy choruses, catchy hooks, and this album delivers, especially on this song.
Yeah, it's essential. That synth, it sounds kind of like G-Funk, Dr. Dre era-esque, which is just, that's a really cool influence to have on a pop album. And there's like string stabs? I don't know what they are. Sometimes things kind of on this album ride an uncanny valley between real and not real, and I love that. That's amazing.
No, like definitely. Not gonna lie, there's a lot of sounds going on where I have absolutely no idea what the hell they are. I got around and there's like you get like chimes playing at one point or something. There's a dial-up tone in the mix near the end.
Yes, that is. I love little things like that because I don't know. It's easy to just come up with like a 4-bar loop and kind of take instruments out every now and then and put them back in. That can carry the momentum of a song or give a song momentum, but it's real attention to detail when you've got creative things like that to make it exciting.
I guess I would imagine that it would be very easy to go overboard and throwing things in, but it doesn't feel like this at all. Again, there's arcadey elements and stuff which I really like.
Yeah, that's like a perfect example of it. And the fact that they keep that sort of style consistent throughout the whole album is very impressive.
I really like the kind of topic of this song.
Please tell me.
Connor's reading. Well, I guess I saw it as kind of about fame and parasocial relationships a wee bit. So that's, secrets. I don't want to tell you everything about me. Kind of idea of when you're in the public eye or somewhat famous, people want to know about you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Make another friend. You think you know me. You want to show me that you're super in the know. That kind of.
Okay, yeah.
The idea of like meeting like famous person or something, and you want to be like, oh, I have seen all of your movies and know everything about you.
It's like wow.
Okay, cool.
I can get behind your pretentious analysis of it.
Yeah, I mean it's it's not going into super deep, but I think it's interesting, and the song's also really funny. Like there's in the background there's there's like, no, I guess it's on fire, and then there's like twerking fire as a line is like shouted in the bank.
Yeah, though that's funny. I like that.
And there's a bit where she says like, we're worldwide, and that's pretty funny, and kind of leads me to thinking of the whole fame thing.
How like you mentioned they had TikTok success or whatever. Like how big are these guys right now?
I don't think they're very big. I think they're pretty niche.
Okay.
I think if you're into the indie pop stuff,
you'd probably
know. But
okay, fair enough.
Like, do you know, we're just really cool, you know. We're in the underground. We're on that underground shit.
We literally just copied Fantano, but okay. Shout out Fantano.
Yeah, but I great song. I think that outro at the end just has so much atmosphere to it.
It's so peaceful. I could fall asleep to that.
It kind of freaks me out a wee bit, though. It
does?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like some like advertisement and some like dystopian apocalypse.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I can sort of see that.
You know?
With the vocals going, yeah.
Just imagine like an overly friendly lady talking over it, being like, just buy 1 cup of Adradil and you won't have to worry at all. You know, that kind of...
Yeah. Overly corporate. Yeah. I feel that.
But I think it works really well for the kind of theme and tone of the album of the world being upside down, and it sounds good doing it. But then it transitions into You Lose, which
beautiful
is just fucking incredible. This is definitely my favorite song of the year. If anything,
really,
yeah, I love it so much. I mean, it would be a really, really hard time for any other song to top this at this point. I mean, there's a lot I haven't listened to, need to catch up on, but I have listened to this like a million times.
That's awesome. Okay, I want to hear it now. Not hear the song, hear you.
Oh, right, okay. It's like you just like hang on a dip for a couple minutes. And...
I have heard the song, I promise.
Have you listened to this album? But yes, no, you get like the melody is just amazing. You get it kind of leading you in. Again, there's like really like thumping beat that just catches through, just catchy as hell. I mean, I there's like this wailing in the mix that kind of reminds me of the start of The Shining. It's just really
like a vocal or
yeah, but it's I don't know if the
I can't hear that.
If you know what the start of The Shining sounds like, it's kind of like that. It's just really freaky and weird at the back, but to me it does something really impressive by it feels like it's communicating this. It feels really like melancholy, but in just how it sounds, not even just the lyrics, but it's like so fast paced and upbeat. And I just think it's like
a weird sort of clash there, or an interesting clash.
Interesting, like how that works is when you kind of think of sad or melancholy, but it doesn't sound as like overwhelming as and fast as this.
Yeah.
I there's a point where like it like pulls back and it just has like the acoustic on the down strums.
Oh my god! Like, yeah, I was caught off guard by the guitar on this.
Yeah,
like it sounds really, really good. And like again, it goes back to what I was saying before. The synthetic mixed with the organic is so cool to me. Like that the way they sort of interplay with and complement each other is beautiful.
Yeah, I hadn't really made that connection before you mentioned it, but like that's a fantastic Oh dear, hit something. That's a fantastic example of it. I love the kind of line like you play, but there are no winners in the game. I want to know the final stage where we go when the curtain fades. This kind of pondering death kind of thing. I think
Yeah,
it's a
I've
really
started to see the themes now.
yeah. I think it's like a really well written line, and just in terms of kind of talking about death, but not making it so obvious. Kind of give me 2+2, don't give me 4. And then like right after that line, where it says curtain fades, it sounds like this thing that has been spinning really, really fast and like suddenly it slows down.
Yeah.
And it's just a really great way of kind of communicating that idea of kind of something ending or dying like through sound. It's like a very small moment, but I just love little things like it. It just sounds amazing. I love this song so much.
Yeah, no, that like I haven't got quite the analysis that you just gave there, but I love that the fact this aesthetically feels distinct from everything else in the album, which sort of keeps the track list interesting. The video game sounds that we talked about before, they're in full force here, and I absolutely love them. They are so much fun.
So it's like game over sounds at the end.
Yeah.
Which for a song called You Lose, it's just perfect.
Yeah. There's like a lead synth that comes in at points, and look, I don't have the words to describe the sound design on that. It sounds like one in a Trippie Redd song called Mr. Rage, and it's just got so much kind of texture to it that I absolutely love. Upbeat drum groove, you mentioned that. That's super cool considering how sort of melancholic the song is. Right, that chorus bass could literally kill a horse. Like, it's absolutely stupid. That chorus is absurdly catchy. So many little background flourishes, and just, yeah. I wouldn't say this is song of the year, but I like this one a lot.
No, song of the year, amazing. Yeah, I want to say, I think we should move on from this because I just don't want to like spend all the time on this song.
Fair enough.
Yeah, listen. I'm going to be listening to the song for ages and ages. Something for 2. The start of this makes me sound like there's going to be a rap battle or something. Is that just me?
I didn't pick up on that, I'll be honest.
I guess maybe it's just because it starts just only with the kind of the drums and nothing else, but that's where my brain goes.
I'm not really that huge on this one.
Well, look, when you're coming from You Lose, you can't, it's a tough act to follow, and I think it does an admirable job.
I don't think the chorus is quite up to scratch here. And there's elements of the production that I like that piano sounds kind of haunting. And those drum sounds that you mentioned are very cool, but I don't know, it feels like it's lacking the special sauce that a lot of the other songs on here have. It's no specific sound, but it's just how it all comes together is a bit iffy for me.
Okay, fair enough. I can understand, finding it a little bit weaker, but I really enjoy it. I like the lyrics. This kind of, I think she's being quite self-referential on this song and kind of talking about herself in the third person and sort of about this relationship that seems to be on the precipice and then kind of trying to fix it with something for 2. I really like the line, I've been changing all my colors, finally wrung out all the blues. I think that's just great writing. Obviously the blues kind of being, when someone talks about the blues, it's about being sad.
Yeah.
And so like changing out your colors, wrung out the blues is great.
That's
yeah, the chorus works for me as well. It's catchy, it does what it needs to do. I mean, again, not the best one on here. Yeah, the piano mentioned is really nice. And that like final outro where it's kind of, what's the word? Really layered and building. And
crescendo.
There's that, and there's like kind of rising sound, makes it sound like something out of a movie. I really like it. I think it's a great.
I will say her like final vocal performance is very, very strong. Like that's some good singing right there. But yeah, I don't hate this song. I'm just not huge on it.
Okay, you like that end though, that little when it goes down and then it feels very resolved and you get that little outro.
It sounds it's nice. It's nice.
And then you get into Cherry, which I just think feels really kind of dark. Like I just imagine this in some kind of dodgy underground nightclub where there's
it does
flashing
have
red
a
neon lights.
slightly creepy vibe to it. Like I mentioned that sort of uncanny valley with the sounds earlier, and there's like a synth pad in this, and it sounds almost like a human voice, but it's just not quite right in that regard. And that sounds like it kind of creeps me out a bit. It gives me sort of chills. And there's like a really, really subtle arpeggio in the background. And it's not like super upfront and center, and I love that. Like, it just adds a little bit of sort of texture for your ears.
It's slightly uncomfortable, I think, in a good way.
Yeah.
I think this is a really interesting song in that these vocals or this instrumentation isn't kind of what you'd initially expect or put together. But I think it really works.
Definitely.
Again, very sad song. I think specifically talking about someone called Cherry who's had some sort of mental health issues. Was I a bad friend? Did you feel lonely? Kind of, from the singer's perspective, like, looking at her.
Could she have done more or whatever?
Yeah. And then there's kind of this idea, like, winter got so mean, which I quite like as a line, just and that kind of seasonal depression thing. Winter just being quite sad, harsh.
It's sort season. Of there's some nice storytelling there.
Yeah. And then that bridge where it's like the 3-4 down to the floor, I think is awesome.
That's made so impactful. There's a technique called side chaining, and when you've got like or it doesn't have to be on 4 to the floor, but whenever the rest of the instrumentation dips on the kick drum,
right?
Or it's like it's compressed to bring the volume down, and it just adds like so much movement to the bass on this song. Well, the bass I didn't mention already is like ridiculous. It sort of sounds like sort of dubsteppy to me. It's like wob wob wob.
It's kind of like it's real kind of dance, music, sort of thing.
So that kind of interplay between the bass that already has a lot of movement and the kick drum side chain to it just sounds really, really exciting.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's different, and then again you get that, I don't know, weird. I don't even know how to describe it, but texture in the background that's again really rising, and again just kind of adds to the tension. And then you get the arcadey sounds again.
Hell yeah!
Do you have an idea what better cut and dried than unknown means, though? That's the
better cut and dry. No, man, I can't do that stuff. That's too confusing for me.
I mean, I kind of read the better crucified than alone line, kind of better to put yourself out there and kind of fail
be
or
rejected,
be rejected rather than be safe and alone.
Yeah, the swell on this song.
Oh, that's a good word.
It's just massive. The drums and synths, they just get huge. I don't have much more to say about it than that, but it's really, really fantastic.
Yeah, good song. Oh, right. Then we get to halfway, which again is cool because it's exactly halfway through the album. It's like a 45 minute album, and it's 22 and a half minutes in. This one scares me a little bit.
It is a little freaky. It gives me Blade Runner vibes.
It gave me kind of like Undertale vibes, especially the like the laughing, because it sounds
those
like it's
robotic vocal chops are freaky.
Yeah. And it's kind of tying into the loose theme of the album of kind of being in a loop of the whole album being circular and looping around. Flip a circle in the middle stays the same. But again, it's like you imagine you're just in this room, this girl has just appeared and is telling you things, and you're like, That's how it makes me feel.
Yeah, I love that they have this like super deep trap bass on this. Even though this is a relatively short song, I still always listen to it mainly for that. Those like vocal chops that you mentioned and the like synth glitches, they really exciting. Love them.
The end though goes into this like nightmare loop. It feels like you're on some sort of like space mission or like watching all of time happen at once. I feel like the baby at the end of 2001 or something.
It sounds like if you just took all of the drugs all of the time. That's what it sounds like to me.
Okay, and then what's even weirder to me is when we get into the next song, Hysterical Ass.
It's so playful.
It just does not even acknowledge the weirdness of the last one at all, which makes the previous one even freakier because it just completely moves on from it, and it's like,
yeah, I don't have a massive amount on this one. It's very atmospheric and sounds sort of underwater, but I don't know, it feels a little stagnant production-wise.
I think for me, this is apart from You Lose, is probably my other favorite.
Really?
I just think this chorus is so catchy. It just makes me want to move. I love how just bouncy it is. There's so much bounce to this, especially those like piano chords, and it's just so upbeat and positive.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I really like kind of I don't know what the word is, but lines like Hysterical Ass. I like that as a phrase. It's kind of in the same vein as that like Olivia Rodrigo line, like this like dumb, stupid, emotional little me, or when we did Father John Misty, that like you want to be a grifter like me. Yeah, I guess kind of talking about yourself in a slightly amusing.
Yeah, it's sort of a theatrical way of saying it.
Yeah,
you know, like, oh, Hysterical Ass.
Yes, you know? Yes, and I love a bit of drama. Yeah, I love how light it is. I love that you say I'm a quitter, but that's all I ever want to be. And I love the delivery.
I don't understand that line.
You know, it's this whole like who cares kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's so much fun. Again, I don't have a lot on what it's actually talking about.
Well, you had more than me.
But yeah, the drum lead of in the what's the line? Oh god, I've lost it. Oh yeah, something I could try to believe, like right into the chorus, and like drum lead leads it into it. I think is like so catchy, and on that final chorus, there's like it's really kind of back in the mix, but there's like a second chorus in the background. You know, I can't seem to shake the feeling that I'm breaking. What? Just give me something I could believe.
Oh right, yeah. Sorry, I see. The like, it's like in between.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
I wish it was kind of brought slightly more to the fore because I think it sounds really good. I always find it really interesting whenever there's
a back and forth.
Yeah, when there's a back and forth, or even like two things going on at once, but it still kind of works.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Prophecy. This one's great.
Oh.
Don't come on, man.
Damn, that's interesting. This is probably one of the weaker ones I do like it, but it's probably one of the weaker ones for me.
This is such a weird like combination of sounds to me. Like the strings sound like they just remind me of Disney movies, but then there's these like freaky transformer noises. Like what? Why am I hearing these combination of sounds? And the drums literally sound like lo-fi beats to study. It's like, what am I hearing right now? And their strings, I don't know if they're sampled, but they have the texture of a sample. Like there's just something about when you've taken a sound and you've just played with it a bit and it sounds sort of broken and not quite kind of as it was recorded. And it's got such, I mean, you know, I like hip hop. I love sampling and stuff like that. So that really, really excites me. The synth solo on this, what? That's so cool.
Okay, so at the bridge, whenever there's that like rising synth, it's like amazing.
Yeah, it's got such like a relaxed and carefree vibe, and that chorus, come on, that chorus is just gorgeous. It's not like catchy in the same sense that the others are, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, okay, it's not catchy in the same way. It is slightly weaker for me, but I like it. I really like the sentiment. I kind of think she's kind of saying a prophecy being a prediction of the future. I guess she's kind of saying, you know, will you be my future essentially. I think it's really nice and it makes me feel nice. You know, it's quite different in the sense that this one doesn't start with like a big bass beat. You know, it's got strings and it's quite romantic. But I don't know. I think it's maybe a little repetitive. I know it's a pop song, so obviously there's going to be a lot of repetition. But
yeah, that I can understand that. That's fair.
But yeah, definitely like not a bad song by any means. But yeah, I do like it.
Would it be the weakest one?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's pretty. If you still like it, and it's one of the weakest ones, that's good.
It's a fantastic album. So
yeah. Follow the Leader.
Oh my god, her voice is just like so covered in effects in this. I don't
It's
even know how to describe it.
freaky.
It's freaky,
It's
but I
so
really love
scary.
it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like when she goes like, "I love it when your eyes go," it's like absolutely drowning in it.
Yeah,
It's just
and
covered.
that lyric is freaky as well. Like what? That actually, I hadn't thought about this as I was listening. Like this album did manage to freak me out several times, and that's weird for a pop album, especially. This one's very synthwave influenced. Like that bass sounds like the sort of stereotypical synthwave sound. We mentioned the vocals. There's like these otherworldly vocal chops. There's just like, freaky.
I mean, it's like, you know, obviously there's the the whole follow the leader, follow the rabbit, which is kind of that Alice in Wonderland reference.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I was gonna ask you about the rabbit because I was like, what? But that makes sense.
I'll admit, initially I did think of the Matrix, but of course the Matrix is referencing Alice in Wonderland. But
I just learned that too. Fair enough.
But yeah, the whole thing in Alice in Wonderland, you know, follow the rabbit, and he goes into the whole like mystery world, or in this case, the Mercurial World.
Yeah.
Which
that's clever.
Yeah, I really like how that kind of ties in. I think it works really well, and then sound. You know, this one does feel like kind of going into a whole into a weird world, even in the context of the entire album. You know, those vocal effects are weird. I love how that rush into the like you take the bait sounds like opening a door in a club or something, like you're like behind it and you've just kind of gone in.
Yes, like the upper frequencies come in. It's awesome.
Mika had mentioned in I think some interview I'd watched something about lightly touching on kind of religion being something. It's kind of talked about the idea of wanting
on this
something.
Album?
Yeah, like a little bit about like wanting something to follow or believe in. I think maybe in a kind of world where everything's going crazy. So maybe that's why it's kind of going the follow the leader in a kind of comfort sense.
Okay, yeah, I see that. What have we got next? Domino. This is probably my least favorite one. Yeah.
Jonah.
This one, if we talk about repetitive, this one is repetitive.
Okay.
It bothers me.
No, but the distortion on the guitar on this one, that is
cool. That is cool.
Amazing. It's like
it doesn't carry it though.
Oh no, it's so menacing. I want to use the word grinding, but grinding is like a negative word, but it's not negative. It sounds great. Oh, it works so well. Like
the sound design there is really cool, but it's gotta spice it up a bit more. I'm often not excited by this one.
Oh, I think it does a really good job of getting weird and pulling back. This one really does sound like a poppy song to me. I feel like this could have been on not her most recent album, but one before. I disagree. Okay, so there's a line in here I just need to talk about. She's speaking Spanish. She says, "Quien lo decido?" I don't know, which means who decides or who decided, right? So again, I think a lot of the songs about kind of free will, kind of, you know, obviously dominoes are kind of just
they don't have.
It's a series of chain reactions. You know what I mean? There's no actual kind of decision making, and you know, are we just kind of knocked over like dominoes? But okay,
that's worth giving credit for.
Yeah, okay, that's all artsy fancy, very nice. But when I Google Quien lo decido, it just comes up with this Spanish meme from an anime that's in Spanish, and so this massive golden guy, and you just find like just 7-second clips of it going like "Quien lo decido," and that's it. But because I don't speak Spanish,
you still don't.
I have no idea why it's funny, what the context for it is. I don't know if this in itself is a reference to that meme.
Did you translate it?
Well, yeah. Quien lo decido means who decided or who decides.
Oh, sorry, you literally just said that. I am stupid.
You can find I found like clips of like the 2-minute scene, but the whole thing's in Spanish, and like I can't translate Spanish, so I have no idea. Obviously, all the comments are in Spanish.
I can't believe you don't remember GCSE Spanish, man. Like, that's poor.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny. The line does tie into the song, but I wonder if it is. Please, I want to know what that meme is, or why it's funny, or if it's actually in reference to this.
just message us what it means if you're Spanish. Dream catching. This one is really, really exciting.
Oh, again, feels very dreamy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It has a kind of slow intro with those synths at the start. The percussion on this sounds so like wooden.
Yes. It sounds wooden, but also weirdly unnatural.
Yeah.
Which is not two words you'd kind of put together.
Mm.
Because you associate like woods and trees, nature, blah, blah. But it's freaky. I love it. It's so cool. In your left ear, there's this weird little descending synth. It's just playing a few notes, and it's like pretty much going throughout the whole song.
Mm.
But it's just so... It adds just a little flourish for your ear to latch onto. The bass line on this, man.
It's fantastic.
Man.
It's fantastic.
What? Especially when it gets to that flipping breakdown later on, and you get this dummy huge 808 and this weird metallic like detuned synth.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what is going on? What am I hearing? Is this on the same album as everything else I just heard? And I love it.
I mean, you get a little bit of Yeezus vibes from...
More specifically, I get Mike Dean vibes.
Okay.
Because Mike Dean did a lot of the synths on Yeezus. And yeah, there's... hell yeah. It's so exciting to me.
Oh, no, it's great. I love it. It's different. Again, this song, kind of talking about dreams, like kind of initially with the lyrics starting Picture Yoshino, which I think is a town in Japan. And again, the effect they have on her vocals, she sounds kind of distant and ethereal and weird. Again, really works really well to kind of communicate that idea. He was talking about kind of traveling and places you want to go before you die. I think, again, really relevant kind of with the context of the album being made in lockdown. But then the end gets so weird and like fantastic. Like it's so sort of like intense. Again, you get the two kind of it's almost like two different songs kind of like bleeding into each other or something.
Yeah, it leaves you kind of breathless, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I can't keep up with this.
I think just with the whole like time thing of the album, things kind of leaking over, I think kind of, it might probably talk my ass here, but I think it's kind of interesting and it just sounds great. I love it, how overwhelming it feels.
Yeah, this is a highlight for me, mainly just because of that like trap bit. That's just sounds stupid good.
And so it just...
Can you imagine hearing that live? That like, what would you even do with your body? You just have to like freak out.
I just also gotta mention that like I'm not I can't sing, okay? You know what I'm talking about.
I actually don't.
The ooh bit, it's like the main catchy chorus bit.
Oh,
I just butchered it so bad that you didn't notice.
You made it unrecognizable.
She says ooh woo, but in a singy way. Anyway, so catchy. I feel like I can't make the point anymore. Oh dear.
You've played
I've butchered
yourself.
it too much. Like, right, let's move on. Let's leave that behind. The final track, the beginning, which again works really well because it sounds like the beginning of the album or a album.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
but not this album.
Not this album because it's artsy and it's about time.
Now that I understand that this album is actually very sad, this is a strangely upbeat outro.
Oh, it's amazing! I love how happy this is. I think it's a perfect song for the terrible cold weather of right now. Like, I was sitting on the train and it was a miserable day and it was raining and this came on and it was just so happy and upbeat, and has lyrics like his cynicism gave way to be like raindrops in every color, and it's just like,
I love that line, raindrops in every color.
It's great. It just feels like pure escapism and I just want to go along with it.
What is it, like a kazoo or some kind of very mangled saxophone? What is that? Because it sounds amazing.
I'd written down that jazzy element doesn't sound like actual brass, but it's so cool.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the uncanny valley. I don't know how they managed to do that so consistently on this. Like, if you look at the production credits on Genius, it's just this Matt dude doing everything. It's dumb. He's playing electric guitar, bass, piano, keyboard, synths, and the bongos and percussion. Like, what's he doing? That's just stupid.
I just need to draw attention. I think it's great the way you said somewhere between a kazoo and some kind of saxophone. That's exactly what it sounds like. Somewhere in a spectrum between those two things. I don't know where the kazoo starts or the saxophone ends, but somewhere between.
But it is there. At the second half of this song has some drum fills that just hit the right pocket and gives me goosebumps every time. Beautiful arpeggios, and there's like these kind of group shouts, which really add to the upbeatness of it. So yeah, I love this song. It's a really nice outro.
Yeah, I love that Youlean. So if you think you're finished, go back to the beginning, which again, nice being kind of at the end of the album, but the song was being called beginning. I like it kind of,
and it loops perfectly.
I love the line that follows that, where it says like everybody needs a little help from time to time. Just a very nice, reassuring message.
Yeah, it makes you feel safe, like a warm blanket.
And then starts that bit where it's like, Matt, go back to sleep.
And then immediately wakes him up when the album loops back around.
But again, it's still freaky that I think I've got it all figured out. I'm like, oh, what do you know? What do you know? And then it's like, then it's like, you've made this moment, like big drum hit, like eternal, and then everything like falls out, and the eternal bit goes crazy. It sounds like you've just like won in a video game.
Oh yeah, it does. It sounds like the opposite of a game over screen. It's like, I did it. I finally did it. I beat the final boss.
It's like the glass elevator in Willy Wonka, or something shooting into the sky. It just feels so transcendent, and I love it. I love it. And yeah, again, the final bit where the vocals are layered so many times. It sounds like a whole bunch of people. It's not just her. It's like a million clones of Mika. And it kind of freaks me out a little bit too. But it sounds really, really good.
Yeah, this is a really great way to end the album.
But it doesn't end.
It doesn't end, but
it's a big circle. It loops.
It's all connected.
It just keeps going on forever. And
hell yeah.
Yeah. Just to wrap up, I just think this album's fantastic. Definitely one of my favorites of the year.
Going into this, I thought this was a really good album, but I think now that I have someone to explain it to me, so I can't, my stupidity doesn't get in the way of anything. I think I have not given this album enough credit, and I shall continue listening to it. So I think that's a first for us doing this.
So you think from when we started recording this and to now, you think your opinion of it has increased?
Yes.
Damn.
Like, obviously I knew how I felt about the way it sounded, but I did not pick up on the concept at all.
I think so. Maybe they could have been, maybe it could have been fleshed out a little bit more. But I think, like, I thought it was great. I'm very excited to see what they do next.
Yeah. I'd definitely give it a listen.
Yeah. I think that's it from us. Next time we're doing Swimming by Mac Miller. So pay attention to that. Follow our socials, like us on TikTok, and thanks for listening. If that Noah guy who liked our stuff on TikTok and said he subscribed is listening, here's a shout out to you. Our
number one fan, man,
who likes our things on TikTok. So
hell yeah,
thank you. Probably not though.
And good night. Yeah, he's probably not listening.
Anyway, that's it from us.
Bye.